Yeah, we're getting into it right now. Definitely the experts. We're back for episode 74 already. It's Sam, it's Connor. Whew,
We're
big number.
approaching our 2-year anniversary of this pod, Sam.
Yeah, fall of 2018 is when we first got this ship a rolling. Ship a sailing, I suppose.
I was I couldn't find it. I couldn't find the PFF article. That was our first podcast. I think literally was just going down a list of like the top 100 prospects in college football for that 2019 draft. I can't remember it very well. I only remember talking about JJ Arcega-Whiteside
and how good he was going to be, I think.
Yeah.
And he's been whatever. He is in the NFL. Can confirm.
Yeah, he's a rookie, so he has time to still do something. But yeah, in any case, that's thought it was noteworthy to mention. I'll have to pull up the exact data when we did it, but 2 years.
Oh my, oh me, oh my.
My goodness. Drop your favorite meme of the last 2 years in the chat. Homies.
Yeah, favorite meme. You post down below how you pronounce pecan. That's for the OGs only.
Correct.
So, well, anyways, we had some news this week. Some stuff happening. We got baseball starting tonight. Basketball's coming back. But to pick off where we left off last week with the Washington, no longer the Redskins, but now the Washington football team is their temporary name. They'll be known as until further notice, until they adopt a formal nickname. Connor, what do you think about this new temporary name status?
I haven't looked into a whole lot of why they did that. I'm sure there's some business something that they had to axe the name in some time frame, and I mean, perhaps there's things that are taking a little too long in terms of the patents and the names that they are looking at. But I don't know. They changed it, and honestly, I think it'd be hilarious just for it to get all the way to the regular season and to have them rolling out week 1 as the Washington football team.
I think that's what they're going to do. I guess in my mind, I have not read too much about it. I fully expect them to play the full season, and then do the rebrand offseason next year. They took a lot of heat online today when they announced this, and they have the new uniforms, which are very similar to the old ones. They just took off all the old Redskins paraphernalia and the logo. I got no problem with this. Like, in the amount of time, in 2 weeks, to do a full rebrand, I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about it. This isn't my area of expertise, but to my knowledge, doing these corporate rebrands for the size of like an NFL team, it's going to take more than 2 weeks to do it. We see how long the uniform rebrands for just doing uniform overhauls for like the Falcons, and there's a whole bunch of teams. The Patriots did one, the Colts, the Browns get new ones this year.
I don't know.
Whatever. There's like 9 teams that got new uniforms, but to do a full corporate rebranding, the whole kit and caboodle, just to go to generic for now in the interest of time.
Chargers, they got new ones.
Yeah, Chargers. Rams did too. In the interest of time, and see how close we are to the regular season, I got no problem with them going generic. I don't imagine they'll do one mid-season. They're not going to do a rebrand and pull out new uniforms for the Washington Sentinels or the DC Sentinels. That was being floated out there as a possibility. So, look, I don't know. You take it with you get rid of the Redskins name. I think you got to take that for what it is and chalk that up as a win. Yeah, it's generic, but come on. I don't think it's worth roasting over here.
I don't. Maybe it's because training camp is coming up, so they need stuff for training camp. That might be.
Yeah, I mean that's part of it too. You had to wear something during training camp. Flip side, though,
I'm not entirely convinced that this was a good business move.
Well, I don't think it's a good business move, but it's not. It's a lesser. I think the worst business move was to stay as the Redskins.
Oh, for sure, 100%, totally.
And yeah, obviously, ideally, if you had a new name in mind, and you're able to roll out this rebrand in 2 weeks, sure, yeah, great, do that. I just don't think that's reasonable to do. I don't think that timeline is way too fast from an outsider standpoint, from a perspective.
For sure. It goes to show just like how it blows my mind that nobody in the organization foresaw this day coming on like any sort of scale. Like you would think that there would be some sort of break the glass plan. Like, all right, here's, a list of possible names we could entertain given if something happens in the organization and we need to change from this racist imagery like tomorrow.
Well, given all that's happened, what came out in the last 2 weeks here, the fact that they don't have that break classification emergency scenario set up is not surprising.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. With the expose, that was released that we talked about the other week, it certainly isn't surprising that the organization does not have something thought out like that because everybody in charge just has their head up their own asshole in the Washington franchise organization, the football team. And so, I don't know. Yeah, totally. I agree with what you're saying. I suppose I was thinking about this the other day, or maybe just yesterday, whenever they announced it today. It was like, does it roll? I was like, maybe. I was kind of trying to convince myself. I think that it was like maybe, I don't know. Maybe it isn't so memey. Maybe it's like like the New York Football Giants.
Wow.
Okay, the Washington football team. I was trying to say it, I think, to myself. It's like, can you make this work? I was like, I don't know. I was like, I suppose you could just call them Washington. Like, here's Washington.
Colloquially, that's what they're going to be known as.
Right, which is fine because so I think I thought about that next because I was like, well, how frequently do we refer to like Green Bay as like just Green Bay? Like a fair amount. Like not it's not like weird to say like here's Green Bay or here's this. And it's kind of unique because Green Bay obviously is like it's a unique franchise being that it's publicly owned and it's a small town not a town but a smaller city compared to a lot of the other metropolitan areas, namely like New York and Los Angeles. So I was like maybe referring to it as right, literally every single other one. So I was like maybe referring to it as Green Bay is like maybe that there's a little bit of Homerism in that, but I don't know. Like I'm trying to think. Like I guess the only one where it'd be problematic is like Los Angeles because there's obviously two teams there. But other than that, it's like I don't know. I guess like Baltimore, Indianapolis. Yeah, I don't know. We know what we're talking about. We know what team we're referencing.
Yeah, I think that's more prevalent. I'm just thinking about it now. More prevalent to refer to the first part of your name. That's definitely a college thing. I think that applies more than a pro thing. I'm trying to think. I guess just off the top of my head, you're more likely to refer to the Bears as opposed to Chicago.
Right.
Compared to, you're not going to write, when you're talking about Illinois, you're going to say Illinois probably more than you refer to them as the Fighting Illini.
The Illini. Or, man, what are some other... I'm trying to think. The Auburn one, the one that you talked about. War Eagle and...
Tigers.
Yeah, simultaneously existing as one.
Which reminds me of the great... that great that SB Nation video is a John Boysport thing. Every single college mascot ranked by weight. And then it was Auburn. It was a tiger and an eagle together
as one weight. Yeah. So in any case, yeah, well, I mean, if there was ever a season to do something like this, like, God damn it, this is the season.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
now I was just looking here on, I'm thinking like, okay, if they're going to do this for, let's just say they go forward as is right now for 2020, and then off season, so over the spring here in 2021, they do a full rebrand and they become the Red Tails or whatever. From a merch standpoint, would it be cool to be able to have in 10 years, I have just the generic Washington football team gear? You know what I mean? I was looking on just as a novelty, similar to like I was telling you this story. I don't know if I said it on the show last week, but like I saw my sister and she had her friend went to Atlanta to visit her brother down there and got my sister a 2020 Final Four shirt. Just, hey, it's City of Atlanta Final Four generic Final Four shirt. But that's kind of cool because that tournament never happened, kind of a novelty. Same thing with in a while here with just generic Washington football team gear. And especially true right now, I'm looking on NFLshop.com. You can't get the Washington football team stuff, but you can still get old Redskins stuff that's all on sale now.
Ooh.
You can get let's see here. Yeah, like you can get a Jordan Reed jersey that retails regularly for $150 for $70.
Ooh.
So it's like 50% off.
I'm
surprised they're even still selling this stuff.
Honestly, though, I was about to say that. It was like, I don't think the same principle applies to racist imagery that's getting resold. Like, I don't think that appreciates in value quite the same way.
Well, to certain people, it might appreciate in value.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, 100%. Like, there will be collectors or just Washington fans who will be more than willing to look past it. So you're totally right. I mean, without a doubt. I mean, some of the older stuff will, be sold probably in an appreciated way, but. I mean, it's also one of those things where it's like, oh, okay, well, what am I going to do with this memorabilia? Hang it in my house or wear this jersey out and about? Like,
well, no.
Probably not.
Yeah, my grandpa, he went to Illinois, and before he died, I remember this is probably early 2000s when I was younger, but he had a blue, like, starter jacket, Illinois starter jacket with the big giant Chief logo on the back.
Okay.
And that was right about when they were phasing the Chief out. And he's like, you can't get jackets like this anymore.
No.
I suppose not.
Yeah, I suppose not.
Hey, did you see this? Open up the link I just sent you. Check out this piece of merch.
Almost gone. Oh, here's an ad. Whoa. Fuck, man.
This belongs in a museum, man.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So to describe it is a holiday sweater. On the back, it's it's a holiday. What a holiday sweater looks like. It's burgundy and yellow and different shades of that. And there's like a little moose, a little Christmas tree pattern on the back, and then the front is just the entire front is just the old Redskins Indian head logo or Native American head logo. Excuse me. Yeah, putting it all out there.
Fucking shit, dude. Yeah. Wow. That's really something. Some of this stuff. Looking at it, oh my goodness. I guess I've never really looked at Washington's merch here. But man, yeah. Oh, goodness. Oh, man. I like, oh man, this is a good one. So this one, it's very subtle. Here, let me send this in the chat. It's this like weird I guess, yeah, it's labeled as a bomber jacket. It's got the colors, but then the logo and the name are both black on black, so you can't really see either of them from far away.
But they're
But
there.
up close, they're there. This is like a metaphor for something. It's so weird. The black on black. In any case, so that's happening. It'll be interesting to see what happens. I mean, I think just to put a pin in the point that we were talking about before, I think in any other year this would be, I mean, way bigger. It already is big news, but like the fact that coronavirus is just making people totally desperate for sports. I think people will 100% look past the fact that the Washington team is just known as the football team, because who fucking cares? We're getting football. I'll watch a team known as the football team.
At the end of the day, it's a step in the right direction, which I would appreciate. So that's good. Hey, and speaking of, just to finish up in your bomber jacket, there's one of the pictures of, you scroll over, you get Aaron Andrews wearing it. It's like, man, someone could just grab that and look at it. Aaron Andrews,
Supports racist imagery.
Yes. That's just like, did I ever tell you about, there was a NASCAR story from there's some, on like my Google News feed, there's that thing over the side that gives you like fact check things. And there's one that it was like, a Facebook post goes viral about, something with NASCAR where some guy posted some garbage where it's like it's a picture of, the post-race celebration in Indianapolis from, I don't know, a couple years ago. And after you win that race, what people do is you go down and you kiss the bricks that make up the start-finish line. The whole track used to be bricks, and they left just the 3 feet of it at the start-finish line. So you go do that. That's a thing that you do. All right. Well, this guy saw this pictured, and they weren't fully down in the kiss position, but they were on their hands and knees, and like, what is NASCAR doing? They're making them say prayers to Allah and making them do this Muslim prayer. I'm out. It's like, that is not at all what they're doing.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's what NASCAR is doing.
Yes. You're not watching any more NASCAR. Well, like, dude, if that's what you think they're doing, you clearly weren't watching in the first place.
I must have missed the mandatory call to prayer that they make all of the racers do now.
That's right.
It's part of reparations to all of the Islamic community that NASCAR represents.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of roots there.
So yeah, I don't know. Somebody could just take this picture and in like 5 years just come back and like, what is Aaron Andrews doing? What does she stand for?
What does she stand for?
Look at her just propagating the cartoon imagery of Native Americans in sports media and white media.
You're right. Save this picture real quick.
Yeah. I'm not gonna do that. That's not what this is.
I'm gonna get payout from this. So in any case,
anyways, yeah,
I just pulled up an article here that was Pro Football Talk. It was, Juan Soto's positive COVID-19 result demonstrates that the testing leg that could result in an outbreak in football. There isn't really much of substance in here. It's just that he tested positive, and he obviously played in a game with other people, touched the ball perhaps. And here, I guess, like, it reminds me of they were who did PMT have on? The pitcher? Trevor Bauer.
Trevor
Bauer on. And they were talking to him about like the protocol that they've been put through when baseball was like getting started and getting ready to play. And it was interesting hearing him talk about it, because it was like, I don't know. We don't really know what we're doing, and they're just telling us that we need to get tested every single day. And I haven't heard anything back, so I hope that means that I'm all good. But they're like, yeah, so we send them to this testing facility, but the testing facility is already saturated with tests, so it takes them like a few days to get any sort of results back. And all we're doing is sending our tests there every single day.
Just adding to the backlog.
Yeah, and so it was like, oh, yeah, huh. So, in any case, I mean, as somebody in this thread has already pointed out, football obviously has a lot less games than baseball. So, the idea of testing on like a weekly basis certainly seems like a much more manageable task. But, yeah, I mean, it certainly is like one of those things where it's like, oh, yeah. Like, the idea of like testing like all these people like all the time, it's like, oh, shit.
Sounds good, but
yeah, like a good idea on paper for sure, but like the actual like practice of like, okay, so each of these teams that has, you know, what they're saying 80-man rosters, like, so
yeah,
we're gonna do this for however many, you know, this period of time.
That's a lot of tests.
Yeah. And, you know, that's not counting any of the, like, staff or the coaching folks or, you know, admin people that have to do shit. So,
Well, and the answer to that would just be to do point-of-care testing, where you test, I don't know how prevalent this is, or I don't know that much about it, but just where you take the test and, you know, within like an hour, right then and there. You don't have to send it to a lab or anything. You just are able to get quicker turnaround times, and then, yeah, right on site.
yeah.
I don't know
Right.
if that's what they're doing.
Right. I don't know. I just saw the video of Dr. Fauci throwing the first pitch.
Oh, was it bad?
Oh God.
Did he get it? Did he get it there?
No. This is hard left.
Oh. Dr. Fauci first pitch.
It looks like it had some distance if it didn't oh, maybe not.
Just had
He's pretty old.
a bad release time.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay.
Yeah. I think his release was just too late.
What the fuck? This is not the video.
In any case,
Hate to see it.
yeah, you hate to see it. I was thinking about this for football though. It was, you know, okay. You know, do you think they could implement something like some kind of like face cover that would kind of function as some kind of mask?
Yeah, I've seen football's been working on that, or the NFL has been working on some sort of, mask thing, so they're not spitting and coughing on people.
Right.
I don't know. Well, yeah, there's got to be a way to do it.
I was trying to think about this. It's like, you know what? This is definitely a situation where if we just had football later when it was cold, like there's a ton of people obviously that have like the, you know, the things that cover their face for when it's
the visor.
cold.
So all you're doing. Well, then there's people that do it during the summer too, just so you can't track their eyes.
That too. Well, right. So that is a different thing that I'm not talking about. But
Wait, what are you talking about? Oh, you're talking about like a head, like under the helmet.
yeah. Like
Oh.
the folks that have like the things covering their mouths and their nose and stuff.
Yeah, we're on the head sock thing.
Yes. Yeah, the head sock thing. I didn't know the name for it. I don't know what you call it. The survivor buff thing.
Head sock.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
The
what I
head
call
sock. But yeah, visors too. I was also it's like you know you could probably have something like that. Like I know that I don't know what exactly the regulations are for like clear visors for folks. I don't know if there are any. I know that you
I don't
can't have
think there
like
are any-
tinted ones for like the quarterbacks, obviously.
Yeah, there were regulations, and they struck a deal with Oakley, and then they're like, well, we can kind of do whatever.
Oh,
It is now convenient for us to change. the policy.
I didn't know that.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what the regulations were before the Oakley deal last. I don't want to say last year, but they definitely changed what you could and could not do with your helmet visor.
Okay.
I know when I played youth football, I had to wear a visor. I had to wear a clear one because I wore glasses.
Yeah.
And I think that was it. If you wore glasses, you could wear a clear one, or you could just wear a clear one if you just wanted to. But I had to, and it was fine. You couldn't wear a tinted one because that way when you get a concussion and get knocked out, they can see if your eyes are open or not.
Right. That makes sense. Safety.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I literally just Googled this. Oh my god. All right, I got one for you. Oh yeah. Now we're talking.
This looks like a Bane mask.
It sure does.
I like it. Bane's a football movie, Dark Knight Rises is a football movie.
That's right. That's correct, Sam.
Yeah, I don't know. Sure, do something like this. Figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what it was like, you know what? Now that all this science has, I mean, I suppose the science was already there about like, you know, you don't actually like have any sort of oxygen loss whatsoever, like with the mask. It's not a thing. Like I haven't looked up a ton of like physiology stuff in terms of like what the effects are from like doing something, obviously like playing football with a mask. Like obviously it happens when it's cold outside. Like people are perfectly okay.
Well, yeah, I liken it back to like, well, in racing, you have a full helmet with a visor over your whole face, and those cars in the summer will be like 150 degrees in there.
Yeah,
it's a little different range of motion, but it works.
That is a good point. I mean, right. It isn't the same activity, but like the fact that you're in that, like, you're doing that for hours, they're fine. They do it. They get by.
Sometimes they pass out and when they're done, but after hours, yeah, it's a bit much. But yeah, I know it's totally possible to have a full, either mandate some sort of sock or mask thing underneath the helmet, or just close the helmet, or do both. I don't know, but there's a way to do it, and if that's what it's got to be, well, whatever, big deal, do it.
Yeah. I mean, really, I feel like that's like the thing, though. I feel like that's the next step. Is like, I mean, if you can somehow like bubble off your own team in a way, maybe not like the NBA, but like, yeah, maintain consistent testing with your own team, then I mean the next step really is like, all right, so how do we, you know, given we have a slip up, like how do we prevent it from ruining just like the entire fucking NFL from one person getting infected? And it's like, all right, well now I gave it to somebody on this team, all right, now this team gave it to somebody on this team, cool, now, you know, and so on and so forth. Not being able, like, basically like chasing the dragon of the coronavirus, not being able to catch it. Yeah, so I don't know, I'll be interested. We just actually got word from our director with Tundraline that, I mean, well, it came through the airwaves first that preseason is not happening. So
A-okay with me.
Yeah, no problems from
We're
me.
missing game checks, but oh well, we're gonna miss all of them this year, so whatever.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about this earlier today with in regards to all the preseason games being canceled. Is this something that across a whole bunch of different industries, people are reevaluating what is the new normal going to look like? Like, is this something? And I don't know if this is a collectively bargain thing or something we can change now because the NFL, the NFLPA, and the NFL just struck a new 10-year collective bargaining agreement this offseason. Is it something where if we just go no preseason games and we say, hey, this is fine, can they come back and say, all right, well, we're just going to be done with preseason forever now? Or at least next year when things are back, quote unquote, back to normal, have a truncated preseason and go down to like 2 games, which would be also fine with me.
Oh, like the NFLPA says that?
Yeah, or somehow try to negotiate that where this becomes, even if it's not no preseason games, but the reduced preseason schedule comes up as a topic of conversation, depending on how this year goes. If everything goes fine and smooth, which I'm sure it will, I wonder if that's as a bargaining thing or just NFL policy somehow make that a thing.
Right.
I would guess my guess would be no. NFL's gonna try and get to those 4 preseason games, and then just so they can have that as a bargaining chip in 2030 or whenever the CBA is up, so they can give up those 2 games in exchange for 30 regular season games or something.
Yeah. In exchange for 30 regular season games.
Okay, we'll cut the preseason in half, but we're playing Tuesday Night Football.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, I think you're right. I think it will be used as some sort of a thing in the future for future deals to see how this goes and all right, we can like properly evaluate people and like it has like a market effect on like players staying like I guess like ready. I don't know how you could measure like the healthiness of like players like in this particular season because obviously with COVID it's like okay, well, I don't know. Like, anybody could get sick, but it doesn't mean you're injured.
Right, yeah, I think you can easily just that you can differentiate between whether they're sick or whether they have a physical injury.
Right.
And if we had to see like a reduced number of injuries this preseason, I guess not even preseason, but during training camp this year.
Yeah.
I don't know. It'd just be interesting to see if injuries are down at all or not. They very well could just be stay the same if you're just having more just practice, and not necessarily getting injured in games, but getting injured just in internal practices.
Right. Yeah. But what you were saying, you were kind of joking about having games on Tuesdays and stuff, but that was something that I think it was in PMT where they talked about filling the void of college football, maybe. I think.
Oh, yeah, I think they'll absolutely do that if there's no college football. They'll flex a whole bunch of half the Sunday slate to Saturday.
Which I think is interesting to think about. I mean, it makes
so much sense because they already do that at the end of the season. After college football regular season's over, they play Saturday games.
Right. Yeah. I just, for some reason, it didn't really dawn on me because it was like, oh shit, college football probably isn't going to happen. And it's like, all right, so we're going to get Saturday to, I don't know, day of rest.
Nope. There's going to be games.
That's right.
Now, the real question to me is whether they try and, if they just, because I think, didn't high school, or Texas announced, I just use Texas as the barometer for high school football. Texas announced they're not starting games till like the end of September or beginning of October. They're delaying the season by a month. So I wonder, does the NFL try and capitalize on that and try and play Friday nights too?
Ooh.
I think that's the real question. I think Saturday would for sure happen. Friday nights or any other night during the week that they don't already have games typically scheduled for. So Tuesday, Wednesday, or Friday. Would they trying to take up time slots on those days?
It would make sense. Friday night. I guess just when you start adding all these games up, though, it's like it's not really, I guess, all over the place. It's all in like a similar time frame. It's just like, at what point do the players start to get unhappy about like, oh fuck, all right, well, here we go.
I've always been a proponent of, in my perfect world, having football every single night of the week, NFL games, but kind of do away with the current calendar that they have. Instead of every game is week 1, week 2, week 3. Everything's kind of segmented that way. Kind of do away with that and then string the season out more, so you have games spaced out kind of on every day of the week, but there's a minimum of like 7 days between games. So you can play on a Thursday. So if you start the season on a Thursday, you can play the next Friday. That's 8 days. Do something where you play the next Friday again, and then you have in your bye week, and you come back on like a Tuesday or something.
Okay.
So the schedule is very fluid. So at no point you're getting that quick turnaround. You're not getting less than 7 days between games.
Yeah.
In most cases, you're getting more than 7, probably, if you're playing on a different day of the week.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Send a letter to the NFL, Sam.
Hey, have you ever thought about this? I'm sure there's a million things that would prohibit that from happening. It's like, well, actually, we can't put the games. Fox doesn't want that because they got to show The Masked Singer on Tuesday nights, or ESPN's got their NBA deal, and that starts up middle of the season, so we can't show games on NBA Wednesday or NBA Friday. That time slot's already spoken for.
Sam, have you even thought about The Masked Singer?
Yeah. To which I would retort, I don't know, Amazon. Put it on there.
Netflix. Facebook.
Twitter.
Snapchat.
Or NFL, have you thought about this? Just do what you did back in the day for Thursday Night Football and put it on your own damn network.
Kind of.
Put it on NFL Network like you did.
Yes.
I kind of forgot about that when back in the day when NFL Network was first coming on the scene. They were playing Thursday night games there, and it was always a big to-do. Like, well, fuck, I can't watch the game. I don't have that channel in my cable package.
Yep. I remember that. And man. How long it's like taken some of these, I think it's more apparent in like the MLB and stuff, but just like with the advent of like streaming and stuff, and like how long it's taken some of these like organizations to really like get on the whole streaming thing. Like, fuck, dude. I understand that like a lot of this is like tied up with like TV money deals and stuff, like, so they can't just like seamlessly transition to a more modern platform here for broadcasting games, but man,
some have done it better than others.
Yes, indeed. Well, like the NFL draft this year, I mean, it was pretty like is pretty seamless in terms of its integration with streaming services. The NFL in general is like okay about their stuff on a pretty regular basis. The whole NFL app is just like a fucking disaster, but their integration with like streaming stuff is okay.
Yeah, they're not overly restricted like baseball seems to be, but also not as quite as good as the NBA is about it.
Yeah, NBA is, you're right, is like a good example of what the integration should probably look like, but yeah, right, exactly. It's not as bad as the MLB. I don't really know what the situation for NHL is.
Yeah, I have no idea what hockey's doing. I forgot about hockey. Like, I saw something on ESPN.com like, oh, what's going on in the hockey world? And it was like, oh yeah, that's right. They're trying to play hockey still.
Well, they're playing.
And it's like, oh, they picked host cities in Edmonton and somewhere else. Maybe Toronto. I don't know where the other bubble city is, but they're trying to play hockey.
Okay.
I was like, oh, yeah, that's right. That sport.
It's definitely a sport. Yeah. Another thing too is this like this whole issue with like what's going to happen to the NFL salary cap in a year like this, and how it was like is this the event that pierces the bubble, the salary cap bubble that has been gradually increasing in size year after year? Probably, right?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, you got to think if any part of the season like can't happen, like you got to go back and dismantle this whole thing a little bit. But that's something for the economists in the world to figure out.
Yeah, that is above my pay grade.
Yes. Yeah. What else? Is there anything else that we were going to talk about?
Oh, well, speaking of hockey, Seattle announced their franchise name when they joined the league in like 2 years. They're going to be the Seattle Kraken.
Oh, yeah, they did announce that, didn't they?
They did. So, Seattle's got a hockey team, and they're going to be the Krakens.
Kraken.
Yeah, I know, it's singular.
The Kraken, Sam.
I'm going to call them the Krakens.
The Krakens.
Their logo is pretty sick, actually. Like I didn't notice it at first, but like the hype video or release video I watched for it was neat because at the end it kind of animated it together and assembled into the thing. But like the S is like there's a tentacle in there. It's like, oh well, yeah, like a kraken. One of the krakens is like a squid, so there's the tentacle, and it makes an S for Seattle, which I guess is similar to the old logo for the original professional Seattle hockey team. So a little nod to that, and you got this little hidden gem tentacle in there, and you give it a cool red eye, make it look all evil and krakeny. I don't know, fine, looks good to me. It's probably better than when I thought of the Vegas Golden Knights at first.
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, spooky. Kind of reminds me of the S. Some kind of seltzer. Is it Seagram?
Seagram's, yeah. It does look like that. Seagram 7. Wait, maybe it's... Or is it the 7-Up? Is there a... Not 7-Up. Oh, no, it definitely is a Seagram 7.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Wow.
Well done. It just has a little eye.
Yep. Do you see the tentacle in there?
Yeah, I see the tentacle in there.
Yeah. I like the tentacle.
It's pretty cool. What is this? What is the totems?
The what?
I searched Seattle. I did a Seattle hockey team, and let's see if this will paste. Probably not. Probably gotta go to. What is this? What website is this? I just pasted it in the chat here. Name Seattle's NHL team. Oh, this is a voting thing.
Oh, so these are the different options here for Kraken, the Metropolitans, which is the old team. Emeralds.
And this matchup
Steelheads.
Yeah. The Seattle Sasquatches. The Fighting Geoducks.
Seattle Grunge. That's 2. No.
But this matchup was the Totems versus the Seattle Sockeyes.
Sockeyes. I like Sockeyes.
I really like
Seattle
the logo.
Cascades. Well, that's drum corps. The Geoducks and the Sockeyes. That's
Metropolitans.
yeah.
Yeah, a lot of
Seattle
really
Pilots,
good
the old
ones.
baseball team. That would have been one.
Oh, Sockeye. Wait. Oh, the Sockeyes won in this thing.
They beat out the Totems.
Apparently they won in this entire poll thing. Here, I just sent the results here. They have a little mock-up of the jersey even on a dude.
Oh, so this wasn't like official. This was just
No, this is. I think it's.
poll and
Yeah,
just for funsies.
correct.
Oh shit! Got to add a period after that. Bypass the paywall. Oh, that didn't work. Where does the period go?
After the com and before the slash.
Oh, that didn't work for me.
You getting a paywall on this?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh wait, no. This isn't paywall. I got an ad blocker. Didn't like that.
Wah, wah.
That's different. How to turn? Okay, well, whatever. I guess I don't want to redo. I don't want to see the content.
Damn. Well, in any case, yeah, the Sockeyes one, and it's just like a fish. It's a fish laying over this like crest. Looks like a dead fish.
Sockeyes logo. Well, I don't think they're top and gritty.
No, I don't think so either. At least when you search Seattle Sockeyes, it's the orange one. There's a lot of good ones here, though.
Boy, this green one is wild.
It's one
Like a
fish
jersey.
missing a tooth.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose they couldn't. Seattle salmons don't really roll off the tongue. Also, salmon's already plural. What the hell is this?
I like this one with the first picture, and it's literally there's a mock-up. There's like a kind of a cool like logo, but then they have like a subsidiary logo, and it's literally a sock with a hockey stick and an eyeball.
No, that I like that.
It's a literal Sockeye.
I just sent you something here for the Seattle Sockeyes. This looks like not a hockey team, but maybe a teen novel.
Goaltending. Jamie Davenport. It's a novel. Yeah. I have been reading many more sports romances, and Jamie Davenport is one of the reasons why.
It's just a guy with his jeans on, and he's just this ripped dude staring wistfully back at you.
Hell yeah.
So maybe for definitely the Experts Book Club, we got to read this one.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think this is something that we definitely need to look into. Maybe do a little more research.
Oh, it's an ebook. Oh, never mind. You can get it for $5 on the Kindle or $11.99 paperback.
Very interesting. Very Kindle version.
Oh wait, this is book 5. There's Shot on Goal. That's book 8.
Shot on goal.
Shutdown Player. Game on in Seattle. Ooh, here's a steamy one. Body Checking.
Where are you finding all these?
This customer's also bought.
Oh.
I'm on Amazon right now.
Oh, I have
What are
one. Deflected. Crashing the net.
Melting Ice.
Penalty play. Oh,
Blindsided.
why is there a whole book series?
I don't know.
Skating on
Game
thin ice.
Changer. Love It for Snow. What the fuck?
Crashing the boards. There's so many. Yeah, body checking.
Changing on the Fly.
Crashing the net. There's like 3 of these. Crashing the boards, crashing the net. Where's the other one? Oh, that's also crashing the net.
Well, here's by different author. Here's Tackling Love, a sports romance.
There's so many.
That's the whole genre of novel I did not know about.
Playmaker.
Chlorine and Chaos.
Blindsided. Oh, there's a trilogy, the Wolf Brothers trilogy: Melting Ice, Blindsided, and Bottom of the Ninth. What the fuck is this picture?
What are any of these pictures?
Oh, man. Wow, we really stumbled upon gold here, I think.
I think we did.
Blocked.
Oh, here we can get a preview of the first chapter. Blocking the book. All right, I'm gonna read I'm gonna read this before it gets behind the paywall.
Yeah.
Like even the chapter names are the exact same thing. So okay, here's the from Goaltending by Jamie Davenport. Here's the chapter 1, In the Net. Chapter 2, Blocking the Putt. Chapter 3, Shot Blocked. Chapter 4, Top Shelf. Like these are all just hockey buzzwords and phrases. The Sin Bin. Yeah, I wonder what happens in that one.
Sin Bin.
Chapter 13, Teamwork.
It's not even. It's
And here's the last chapter, In the Crease.
in the crease.
Chapter 15, Goldie Man.
Fuck.
What is this book about? So the Seattle Sockeye, Seattle Steelheads, and Seattle Skookums are fictional sports teams in a series of romance novels. Game On in Seattle is a series of sports romance novels. The games and logos are created for the sole use of the owner and covered under protection trademark. So there you go. Seattle Sockeyes were already trademarked by this Game On series.
Man, wouldn't that be something?
Warning, this book contains sexually explicit scenes and adult language and may be considered offensive to some readers. This book is for sale to adults only, as defined by the laws of the country in which you made your purchase. Please store your files wisely, so they cannot be accessed by underage readers. So this is not teen romance novels. This is erotic adult novels. Got it.
Can you imagine trying to get a trademark for your team and it's already taken by a series of erotic sports novels? Like, perhaps that's what's happening with the Redskins right now.
Yes.
Oh, somebody's already written a series of football romance novels using all of these names.
With, books such as Breaking the Huddle and Going for Two, Deep Kickoff.
Oh,
Corner Blitz.
Corner Blitz. Sacked. Fourth and Long.
It's the 4-book series. First and Long, Second and Long, Third and Long, Fourth and Long, the finale.
Fourth and Goal. Yeah, it's like honest, just terms, but it's the same thing. End zone.
Holding.
Touchback. Yeah, holding.
Up the gut.
Illegal use of hands.
Oh. Illegal hands to the face. Ooh, unnecessary roughness.
False start. Oh,
Intentional grounding.
intentional grounding. Oh,
Sky Judge.
a Sky Judge. Dagger concept.
Cover 3.
Trying to
Wow.
think. Let's see what other terms we could have in here.
Fast break.
Fast break.
You're switching to basketball. Flagrant foul.
Flagrant foul. I mean, yeah, I feel like I'm trying to think.
3-point basket.
Yeah, slam dunk. Over and back.
Body him up. Man-to-man coverage.
Yeah, drawing contact.
Tap, tap.
The pocket.
I don't know. I'm out.
Oh, I pulled up I just did football terms and all right, here we go. Slobber knocker.
Oh.
It's a hard hit by a defender.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Player's hit so hard that the slobber is knocked out of his mouth. All right, put that on a
Slap that on a book title.
slobber knocker. Smash mouth. Yeah.
It's really just all the old NFL films, like title songs. Or titles from the NFL films music. Let me pull up that playlist. The Raiders.
The Raiders. The Wishbone.
21 Personnel.
Oh.
NFL films. All right, here we go. How about a chilling championship? No. Rainbows to the End Zone.
Rainbows to the End Zone.
Steelman. Let's see what else.
All right, here a
Mother-
comeback route.
All right, these song titles aren't very good. Sideline to Sideline. I like that one.
Down by contact. Encroachment.
Student Body Right.
The flea flicker.
Shovel Pass.
Shovel pass. Oh. In any case, all right. Yeah,
Well, that's that.
that's that. I'm glad we spent some time on that. Icing the kicker. Yeah, so I don't know. Visit your local library when they open up again and, you know, stroll on over to the sports erotica section maybe. See if you can find some more wonderful book titles.
Jesus. I just want to read the beginning of chapter 1 here of goaltending. So Martin Bricker. So his nickname is Brick.
Nice.
One lucky bastard. He had it all. Good looks, ripped body, more money than he could spend, and more women than he could handle. It was good to be him. Really, really good to be him. Being named sexiest male athlete last week by Hot Hockey Honks website was icing on the already rich, gooey cake. And he loved that cake, indulging every chance he got. Who could blame him? He was young, attractive, and virile. Virile. I don't know how to pronounce that. He loved... Jesus. He loved all females. Tall and slender, short and curvy, and anything in between. And women loved him. Jesus.
Is that it?
Well, that's the first 3 paragraphs. It goes on like this for 20 chapters.
Fantastic.
Oh, how about that? Okay, with a weary sigh, Brick stretched and rolled out of bed. He squinted at the clock. 2 in the fucking afternoon. Damn. He'd had a wild night last night, and he had staggered home well after the sun had come up. He had been gifted with incredible stamina and a hardy constitution that required little sleep, but for some reason last night's activities had hit him harder than usual. After taking care of business in the bathroom, he walked naked into the kitchen of his large Lake Union condo. He hated clothes, partially because of his propensity to overheat and partially because he enjoyed the shock value. Brooke sweltered in warm rooms. They reminded him too much of how hot his stepmother, correct that, father's second wife, chose to keep their house. The place suffocated him. He'd always preferred the chilly temps of his mom's cabin in the woods. Wow.
This is peak literature. Fantastic. All right.
Wow.
We can go ahead and put this in as a segment, I think, every week.
Just read an excerpt from,
From our
Sam
favorite
reads
books.
Sam reads an excerpt from erotic novels, or erotic sports
Specifically sports erotica novels.
novels. Hot hunky.
You like the shock value. Fuck. Okay. All right. Is there anything else you want to talk about? I think
that's probably a good place to end
That's a
it.
good place to stop. All right, everybody. We'll tune in next week specifically for more sports erotica news. We'll see you next week.
All right, bye.